Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the 180 death build guide, solo guide, whatever. Basically showcasing the builds that I will be using for whatever new content comes out, and this is the post darkmoor build guide for death. If you saw the storm one, then there will be two things probably about this. One, I'm wearing the same shirt, and that's because I'm recording this right after. This is actually on Thanksgiving I'm recording this. I don't know when this one will come out, but it'll probably be not Thanksgiving anymore. And the second thing is that I was so disappointed with the storm upgrades. But death is a different tune. Death got a lot of upgrades and is pretty damn good. So I don't want to beat around the bush. I kind of want to get to the build. Hopefully I have. Okay, yeah. You can see the stitch is not there, and that's because I got no crowns for trivia, and it's also not rate my stitch, so I can't get stitch tokens. So let's just equip this. And I, just like the storm guide, I do have my old stats written out on a notepad, so I will compare them for you and we will see the direct upgrades. The biggest thing, or not the biggest thing, the first thing is the health. The 170 build had 12,000 health pretty much exactly, and now you have 12,600, so you get a little bit more health, which is nice. The damage, you get 251, and this can vary depending on like your pet. You can get like 240 to 260, and this is compared to the 170 build where I had 232 damage. For resist, you get 68 universal. The 170 build had 60 universal. You get 1 more accuracy. The 170 guide had 34. I now have 35. For crit and block and pierce, you have 833 crit, which is an increase of 90. You had 742 crit in the 170 build, an increase of 40 block from 758 to 792, an increase of 4 pierce from 47 to 51, an increase of 70 conserve from 841 to 916, and then the same amount of pip chance, and I think like 8 more arch mastery. So the stats on death are a way different story than the storm, and it's kind of crazy that you can get more damage on the death a lot easier than the storm. I know there's like damage per pip and whatever, but I think that's just a silly justification for why storm damage isn't as high as I think it should be. But anyways, I'm not going to talk about that. Let's get into the gear. For the hat, we are obviously running the new scary A-bomb crown. This drops from Balar, the final dungeon of Darkmoor in Skullomance. Compared to the Avatar and Reaver template, it's a little bit more health, the same pip chance, a little bit more block, the same accuracy, 1 more pierce, a little bit more crit, 2 more damage, and 1 more resist. So a lot of very good changes there, and you get an item card 45 blade. As for the pins, I'm putting on life pins, not for really any particular reason. I just had an abundance of them, so I thought, oh, I'll throw them on. But yeah, that's honestly the only thing I can really say about the hat is drops from Balar. It's a direct upgrade from Avatar and Reaver, so definitely recommend getting that upgrade. As for the robe, you're also running the scary A-bomb, and compared to the Reaver Avatar template, it's a little bit more health, same pip chance, more block, more resist, same accuracy, same pierce, more crit, and more damage. It's a little bit less of an upgrade than the hats, so you could continue rocking the Avatar Reaver template, but I think I honestly would recommend getting the robe as well. And it does give that item card balance blade that the Avatar hat used to give. And the robes drop from the Greyman Golem in Graveholm. It's that fight where you cantrip into the wall or like that bookcase, and it's that dungeon that you like walk into where they revive once. It's not as bad. If you have a dedicated team, you could 3-round the fights, like round 1 buff, round 2 Stormlord, kill the first wave, and then round 3 you have someone Wallaroo AoE and then kill them off. For the boots, we are rocking the new scary A-bomb boots. These also drop from Balar in the Skullomance, the final dungeon of Darkmoor. And compared to the Reaver boots, this is the biggest upgrade I think death gets. More health, same pip chance, more block, same accuracy, 3 more pierce, more crit, 3 more damage, and 3 more resist. So you get 9 stats worth of positive upgrades, which this seems like a mistake. I don't understand the 3 pierce jump and the 3 resist jump and the 3 resist jump. If you remember from the storm guide, the storm boots only got a 3 resist increase. That's it. The damage was the same, the pierce was the same, the crit was like 10 more or something, but the death boots are definitely the one piece of gear you want to get, if anything, out of the new set. For the wand, it's obviously the scary A-bomb wand. I don't have the tier jewel unsocketed yet, but I'll probably throw on health or an item card. And compared to the Avatar Reaver, it gives more block, a little bit more crit, a little bit more conserve, 2 more pierce, and 1 more damage. So it's not a crazy increase, but it's still a very good increase in the pierce. And compared to the raid wands, which I don't have for death, but compared to the raid wand, the 180 version is the same exact stats as this, but you trade conserve for a little bit of shadow pip. That's the only difference between the A-bomb wand and the 180 raid wand. The 170 raid wand is less damage than this 180 A-bomb wand though. So you want to, if you have the 170 one and you're not running raids anymore, you'll probably want the A-bomb wand. Moving on to the Athame, we are of course rocking the new scary A-bomb Athame. Compared to the Reaver Athame, it gives a little bit more health, more block, and 3 more damage, which is a really good increase. And I'll get into the jewels, but you get a little bit more health on the square jewel. And this Athame drops from Greyman Golem, same as the Robe. I also don't think I said it, but the wand drops from Balar, same as the hat and the boots. Honestly, that's all I can really say about the A-bomb Athame. It's just a really good increase. 3 damage, I would definitely recommend getting the A-bomb Athame. Amulet, I am rocking the Raid Amulet. I was lucky enough to get it. But you could still rock the Reaver, or you could rock the A-bomb. It gives 1 more resist than Reaver, but 1 less resist than the Crime Fighter set. You could, if you wanted to, upgrade this to the Monster Hide Amulet, which gives 1 more resist, but you don't get the circle. So if you want less damage for some reason, or less pierce, you could do that. But I'd recommend keeping a circle triangle amulet, and for me, that's just going to be the Grave Crime Fighter clasp. Otherwise, I think you could probably just stick with Reaver, or if you want, you can get Monster Hide. It does give an Impair, which is nice, and an item card Spirit Blade. And obviously this drops from the raid. The A-bomb amulet drops from the Hierophant, which is the last boss in the Black Lagoon. Moving on to the ring, it's the new A-bomb ring, which compared to the Reaver ring is more health and 2 more damage and some crit. That's really the only upgrade. It is a good enough upgrade to upgrade it, but I probably wouldn't trip too much about it. And honestly, the rings will be easy enough to come by because they're from the Sister Sanderson side quest, which is like the new Crash the Bandicoot. So you'll probably get all the rings really easily. The Sister Sanderson quest is when you enter Graveholm, it's up the steps, go to the right, and then you go down the next set of steps. She's right at the sigil, like on the right side at a house. It's hard to miss, like you can't miss it. But yeah, that is the ring. For the pet, I'm using the one I showcased in my 170 build, which is triple damage proof breaker. You could run a quint damage or one with mighty, or this was the other one I was using, which was quad proof. But I think this is good enough, and it is kind of crazy the stats I get with a proof pet. If I had not proof and I had 4 more damage, I could be at 255, and you would still have a lot of resist, which is just crazy. But yeah, I'm still running a triple damage breaker proof mighty pet. I don't have it on a hamster yet because Death Decathlon hasn't come around, but it is coming up pretty soon. So probably by the time this video uploads, the Death Decathlon might have started, but this will be changed to a death hamster as soon as possible. For mounts, I am not running a stat mount, so whatever stat mount you want, you can put it here. I'm just running Stage Ship, which I got from the Accursed Play Gauntlet that I bought like when I first started the Steam account. So yeah. And finally, well, not finally because I'm going to talk about the jewels, but the decks, I am still running the Reaver deck. I'm still running Reaver deck. The differences are minute, and I don't think the decks are worth grinding for the changes in the stats. If you get them while farming your other stuff or questing, that's great, but I just don't think it's worth the socket. And also, Reaver decks do give a unique item card blade, which is the Moon Blade, and I believe the other schools get like the Star Blade or the Sun Blade, which are a good unique buff to have. But yeah, the differences are a little bit of health, a little bit block, a little bit of crit, and a little bit of Arch Mastery. And I believe the decks drop from the Greyman Golem alongside the Robe and the Athame. So the last thing I'll mention are the jewels. For tier jewels, I recommend running item card Sharpen and an item card Potent, because that just gives you another unique buff when soloing or when doing team combat. Pierce jewels stayed the same. For death, the damage jewels stayed the same. They're still 11 damage. The health jewels, much like Storm, also got an increase, so you can get 50 more health on your square jewels, which I think is very worthwhile because they're pretty easy to get and pretty easy to craft as well. And that's, I believe, the only differences for death in their jewels. I don't think they got anything different because the pierce and the damage is the same. But it's just a square, which is, that's fine, that's good enough because it still gives you these good stats. But yeah, overall death is looking pretty good for whatever next content comes out. It's still incredibly soloable. You have a lot of survivability, you have a ton of damage, and having the good amount of pierce that you want at around 50%. Some decent crit and some decent block too as well. And 71% conversion is pretty nice when you like double feint, you can conserve and then immediately hit with like a 7 pip. But yeah, I'm not gonna waste too much time. That was the 180 death build guide, and I will see you in the next guide.